Ah, man, they can't keep getting away with this. We made a video a few weeks ago talking about Jack Eichel, how Jack Eichel might go the Nikita Kucherov route this season because you had yourselves a Vegas Golden Knights team that is so good, they're up against the cap, and they have themselves a very good player in Jack Eichel, who is set to returning to the lineup, although maybe he would return, maybe he wouldn't return. The video we made previously discussed the idea of him not returning and not doing anything with the Golden Knights in the regular season so that Vegas would not need to trade anybody on their roster to get cap compliant. Because Jack Eichel is making $10 million a season, that's a very good cap hit, it's a very big cap hit, and it's one that, should he be reactivated from the long-term injury reserve, would give the Golden Knights some problems into making their team actually function properly under the NHL salary cap. But there's no salary cap in the playoffs, so should Eichel not be healthy enough to play until the end of the regular season, and should he miraculously recover for day one of the Stanley Cup playoffs and start playing then, it would pretty much be the same thing as the Nikita Kucherov thing, because Nikita Kucherov was very good and yada yada yada, you know, the story, cap circumvention, whatever. This video is talking about a different aspect, and how Jack Eichel getting recovered and actually suiting up for the Golden Knights in the regular season seems a lot more like a possibility now, and how the Vegas Golden Knights might not actually need to make a significant amount of trades and otherwise to fix their team and actually allow Eichel to play while still being a cap-compliant team. Here's another little loophole that this team might go out there and seriously try to go after. It comes to us in the form of a Frank Saravelli article here on dailyfaceoff.com. Could the Vegas Golden Knights' injury to Mark Stone open up space for the team to activate Jack Eichel? What? Jack Eichel is inching closer and closer to a return from his neck surgery and making his debut with the Golden Knights. However, yada yada yada, cap hit, 10 million stuff, we already discussed that. As Frank Saravelli and Mike McKenna discussed on today's Daily Faceoff show, could a large chunk of that cap space come by potentially placing Captain Mark Stone on LTIR? This is what the two hosts of the show say. There have been a lot of talks about the names on the Vegas Golden Knights that could potentially be on the move now that Eichel is close. He's taking full contact in practice, and it can't be too far away. I've seen that as a player, Mike McKenna says. Once you start taking contact, it's pretty close. So who could possibly be on the move for the Vegas Golden Knights, if anybody? Will there be somebody on the move? Is it possible they don't have to make a trade? It is possible, Saravelli says, and I don't know what the Vegas Golden Knights are going to do. But I can tell you from talking to people around the league that there were a lot of eyebrows that perked up on Wednesday night when Mark Stone missed the game, and Peter DeBoer confirmed afterwards that this is a reoccurrence of a back injury that caused him to miss 29 days earlier in the season. And immediately, rival GMs from around the league have begun to talk. Is this the opportunity? Is this the option the Vegas Golden Knights are going to take in order to activate Jack Eichel and have him return to the lineup? The belief is, and again, we'll see how the Golden Knights play this in the coming days, is that Stone is suffering from a degenerative back condition that may keep him out long term. Maybe until the playoffs? That's the big question mark. And Stone, if his $9.5 million salary is moved to the long-term injury reserve, that would be enough space not just for the Vegas Golden Knights to activate Eichel, but the other part of the equation that hasn't been talked about nearly as much is defenseman Alec Martinez, who continues to work his way back from a facial injury that he suffered earlier in the season. Okay, there's a little bit more that is discussed in this article here. Trade options, Marchessault, Riley Smith, Dadonov, and all that stuff, but this is kind of the one that grinds my gears a little bit. And you know, I think a lot of people, based off the reaction I saw on the Jack Eichel video, are gonna feel the same thing here too. It's not Jack Eichel anymore, it's Markita Stonarov? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I said that. The Tampa Bay Golden Knights is what we're referring to here. They could honestly do this, and a lot of people were going out there and saying some pretty wacky stuff like, okay, how the heck is Mark Stone able to actually participate in the All-Star game and the All-Star skills and everything? And all of a sudden, now that the Vegas Golden Knights are back in store, he's not available? his back thing has started to flare up, and now he's going to miss even more time. He already missed almost an entire month of the season with this thing. But no, now that Jack Eichel is back, it aligns perfectly with the timeline of Mark Stone to actually get injured again. This guy's going to go in the LTIR, and $9.5 million of cap space is going to be freed up for Jack Eichel to waltz right back in there. And Alec Martinez, too. Now, admittedly, I'm not smart enough to know how the cap works. It says on Cap Friendly they have $0 in cap space, and they've used $9.9 million already, so I assume that's like the Jack Eichel money right here. But with Martinez, Eichel, and Bischoff all on the LTIR, that frees up about, what, 16 million that they're actually able to go over onto LTIR space, so there still is a little bit more money, it appears, that they're able to spend. But if Jack Eichel gets activated and then Mark Stone goes off, you're still kind of in that grace period because you've only used up $9.9 million of your available whatever the heck it's going to be, $15.4 million. So, like, you still have the ability to actually pull this off and make it work if you are the Vegas Golden Knights, assuming Mark Stone is indeed injured in a way that would allow him to go in the LTIR. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do, eh? That's what the Golden Knights are going to do. They're not going to trade Riley Smith. They're not going to trade Evgeny Dadonov. These two guys are making $5 million each, so getting rid of them both is $10 million off the cap. They're not going to trade away a Marchessault. They're not going to trade away any big money name over here. They're just going to send their captain on the LTIR again because, hey, he's injured again. He played in the All-Star game. He was fine then. Now he's not. And he happens to be making just $500,000 less than Jack Eichel is, and he's ready to come back. So you swap one in out for the other? Are you serious? And then when the playoffs comes, they're both going to magically be healthy at the same time? And then you're going to have Stone and Eichel and Pacioretty and Carlson and Marchessault and Smith and Dadonov and Stevenson and Janmark and Carrier and everybody on the same team? And you're not going to trade anybody? This is going to be a roster that's $10 million over the salary cap. Heck, when Martinez and everybody comes back, $16 million over the salary cap, and they're going to go out there and do playoffs with that roster. That's the entire meme that everybody had last year, that the Tampa Bay Lightning won their second Stanley Cup on a roster that was like $13 million over the cap. Are we going to see Vegas do the exact same thing? Because it very well may be a possibility at this point. Ay, ay, ay. Talk to me in the comments, what do you think? Frank Saravelli, his article will be linked in the description so you can go ahead and read that. By the way, I didn't really spend this entire video reading most of it. Like, there still is a good chunk of conversation that talks about this stuff as well. They talk about Martinez, they talk about, of course, the trade option, Smith, Dadonov, and the idea of activating Eichel and Martinez at the same time. They talk about the alarms and all that stuff, but yada yada yada. It does say, again, not to raise alarms, we don't know what the Vegas Golden Knights are going to do, but like, come on. The fact that this idea was even brought up makes things so aggravating for anybody who is not a Vegas Golden Knights fan. Monkey see, monkey do, eh? They see Tampa Bay doing the thing, the cap circumvention thing. Oh, their players are healthy, but no, they're not. So they're going to stay on the LTIR just because their $9 million salary is going to be kept off. Oh, monkey see, monkey do. We'll do the same thing. Jack Eichel, he's not ready. He's not ready. He's not ready. Oh, now he's ready. Let's take Mark Stone off the roster and put him on the LTIR so we don't have to spend any trade capital and trade that stuff away. Hey, talk to me in the comments, all your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.